say what we cannot see. Am I you? Are you really me? Are we believing or just perceiving?
Hello there and welcome to Season 2, Episode 9 of Weave Your Web Revived. I am your host, celebrity psychic Tor James Faulkner. How are you doing? How is your summer going? Is it nice? How is your winter going if you're on the other side of the world? Is it nice? I hope you're having a lovely, lovely time. Can you believe? I can. But can you believe that on the Episode 2, Season 2 poll on the Spotify app, that 100% of voters at the time of recording this voted that they believe a doll can be haunted. In that episode, we went over a news story where a haunted doll had been bought by a celebrity psychic. And if you didn't hear the episode, do go back and listen to it, because there's another story in the news about that same doll. That same doll is back in the news. The picture is staring at me. She's staring at me again. And the headline is, I tried to secretly dump Mum's creepy doll, but it went viral. Oh my god. And the story is from the BBC. I think the last story was from the BBC too. And it reads, a woman has revealed how she secretly tried to get rid of her mum's hideous doll. I don't think the doll's hideous. I don't agree with that. But was rumbled when the story went viral. Oh no. Natalie thought, I think that's how you say her name. Natalie thought she had managed to make the figurine, named Hannah, disappear by donating it to an Edinburgh charity shop. Remember, that was the shop that the aforementioned celebrity psychic got the doll from. But the doll was soon spooking passers-by as it gazed out of the window, becoming a creepy social media hit before it was snapped up by a celebrity psychic. I can't believe this. I'm gonna get the giggles again, aren't I? I'm trying really, really hard not to get the giggles. Natalie said her mum was not pleased to discover that Hannah's fate, but was starting to see the funny side and smiling through gritted teeth. Natalie told BBC Scotland News her 74-year-old mother, Angela, had long been an avid doll collector and had more than 100 minifigures in a glass cabinet at the family home near Glasgow. It doesn't say anything like Glasgow. Near Oxgangs. But Natalie found the realistic childlike doll, originally called Hannah, hideous when her mum bought it 12 years ago. Her mother has now moved to the Isle of Mull to live with her daughter, so Natalie, 51, took the opportunity while clearing her house to accidentally slip the doll into a package bound for the St Columba's charity shop in Morningside. I always thought it was horrifying, and sorry, I'm getting the giggles again. I don't know what it is about this doll that gives me the giggles. I always thought it was horrifying that she would never... Sorry. Let's try that again. Pull yourself together, Tor. Pull yourself together. I always thought it was horrifying and that she would never notice if I just stuffed it in a box. St Columba's came round to take stuff off to the shop, and the doll was in the first box I gave to the guy. But I did think whoever opened it would give him a heart attack. Do you know what? One Christmas when I was very, very young, I was really into, like Chucky, the horror doll, and I think the movie that I was really into was Bride of Chucky. So there was Chucky and there was Tiffany. And a family member had got me the dolls, had got me the Chucky doll and the Tiffany doll, and wrapped them up. And I opened one of them and I screamed so hard. And I absolutely love the dolls. I absolutely love having them. Like I say, I love, Bride of Chucky and the whole franchise. But yeah, and I could see that there was another Christmas present the same shape. And I was like, I don't want to open that because I don't want to scream again. So yeah, whoever opened it probably did have a little moment. Maybe needed a change of underwear. Her cunning plan was foiled when the doll, by now renamed Annabelle, started to attract attention on social media for its eerie human-like appearance. Manager Simone said she wondered if the doll would come alive before it was sold. The shop reduced the price from £180 to £90 and gave the doll a sign saying, "I'm not creepy," as if you heard the previous story about this, you would know, in a bid to move it on. But as the story went viral, it was eventually bought for £200 by celebrity psychic Deborah Davies. Hi, Deborah. I thought I had managed to get away with it, and the next thing is it is on the front page of the paper, said Natalie. Poor Mum was not amused, although I think she is coming round to see that she actually done something good by raising money for charity. But she didn't raise money for charity. You sent her doll away without her knowing. So, One consolation is that another very lifelike doll owned by Angela, called Baby Emily, did make the journey to her new home without any mishaps. Natalie has revealed that the dress won't... I'd say I'd go to the corner, but I'm already in a corner. Natalie has revealed that the dress worn by the doll belonged to her younger sister Michelle when she was a child. Hannah, a name picked at random by Angela, is also wearing a pair of Clark's baby shoes. Hannah, a name picked at random by Angela, is also wearing a pair of Clark's baby shoes and is supposed to be about 6 or 7 years old. Michelle has also moved to live with Natalie and Angela, meaning there has been little chance of avoiding any awkward conversations about the doll's mysterious disappearance. With the three of us in the house at the moment, every time it comes up, me and my sister just start laughing. Me too, Natalie said. Me too, Natalie. Mum was initially quite annoyed. She should be. But I think now she's having to smile about it, but through gritted teeth. She volunteered with St. Clumbers for many years, and the doll has raised much more for them than we would have sold it for. So I think it has worked out. But again, you kind of took your mother's property and sent it away without her knowing. Yeah, there is a bright side, but cheeky. Meanwhile, psychic Miss Davies, who has appeared on Unexplained Caught on Camera and Real Housewives of Cheshire, told BBC Scotland she plans to keep it on display at her home. But like others, she is a little apprehensive about the doll's appearance and will place it under 24-hour surveillance. You'll remember that from episode 2. She said she planned to speak to the doll and carry out an investigation because she believed it had a human soul attached to it. She has human shoes attached to her. Clark's baby shoes. I don't know why that just sent me right over the edge. Listen, I don't think the doll's that creepy looking. I don't think the doll is super duper creepy. She does have some lifelike features, and I can see, you know, like I was saying on the last episode, I can see why it might give people the wig a little bit if they're like walking past a shop window, but I don't think she's a creepy doll. And I think it's really cheeky of this daughter to send her mother's property away and then try and spin it as like, oh, but we raised money for charity. You did raise money for charity, and that's obviously always very, very fabulous. So well done. I hope Debbie Davies is enjoying the doll. Debbie, if you listen to the show, get in touch. Let me know how the doll's doing. I tried so hard not to get the giggles. So hard. Right, let's move on to a glitch in the Matrix experience. And the headline for this reads, "This happened to me a few years ago, but it's still bothering me to this day. I was 19 and my sister called me to her room to show me something. She was playing a Skyrim mod. Skyrim, for those of you who don't know, is part of the Elder Scrolls video game franchise. Absolutely excellent game. She was playing a Skyrim mod where she was in a cave with spiders. Yes. Love. She was fighting the spiders. I blinked and then suddenly she was in a town. I was baffled and asked her what happened, and she said, I said to her, you were just in a cave fighting spiders, and now you're in a town. She looked at me in a concerning way and said, what do you mean? That happened like 30 minutes ago. You saw me come to the town through the main gates. I was just baffled and started to question if I was having a stroke. So I ran back to my room in a panic, wondering, how did I just apparently stand there for 30 minutes with no memory of the 30 minutes even existing? Eventually I calmed down and moved on in my life without something similar happening again. Any explanations as to why I closed my eyes for 30 minutes? And went by without explanation. How is that possible? This person asks. I wonder if you fell asleep. Actually, I think there's a very simple explanation for this one. I think you fell asleep. I know that I've done that before. I've been watching, one of my brothers or a family member or a friend playing a video game, and I close my eyes. 30 minutes, an hour has gone by. They're at a different part of the game. I've missed it. And it can be like one of those. Do you ever have like those naps where I think it's really common? I think it's really common. Like if people settle down to like watch a film in the afternoon, and they maybe fall asleep for a bit of the film and they miss like a whole chunk of plot. I think that this is actually really, really common. So yeah, I think you just fell asleep. You say you were standing, but no, I think you fell asleep. I think a very, very simple explanation. I think you just fell asleep. Great game though, absolutely fantastic game. I'll see you after the break to answer some of your psychic questions.
It's a great big universe. We can't be who came here first. Step outside of your mind. It's so very deep down there. We walk around without a care. Step outside of your time. Is it all an illusion? Dressed up in confusion. Step outside. Step outside.
Welcome back to Weave Your Web Revived, Season 2, Episode 9. I'm still your host, Tor James Faulkner. I'm still a little bit giggly from the doll. I don't know what it is about that particular doll. She gives me the giggles. I think I'm the only person in the world that's finding this doll funny. I'm sorry, Annabelle, the doll, if you hear this. But you give me the giggles. You do. Our first question is from Stars. And Stars asks, how will my new musical project go? Ooh, very, very interesting question, Stars. Let's have a shuffle and see how Stars' new musical project is going to go. Really cute name, if that's a stage name too. Stars. I suspect it's just a nickname for the show, but it would be a really cute nickname. I mean, a really cute stage name. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. This looks like it's a really personal project for you, Stars. I can see that you've done musical stuff before, and I can see that sometimes there's a bit of a confidence issue. Would I be right saying in that you sing, and maybe sometimes people are not as kind about your voice as one would like? That's really the feeling, really the feeling that I get here. And I feel like there's been a big break between the last musical project and this musical project that you've done. It feels like there's been a really, really long break because your confidence was really, really knocked. And it looks like you did explore other musical avenues. I'm seeing headphones, I'm seeing glitter, but maybe not the actual part where you are performing your own music as much. And I think that that's a shame, because this is a really good lesson in sometimes the most negative people are the loudest. What I'm seeing here is that you are talented. You are talented. And really a lot of the kind of negativity, the naysayers around the kind of talent that you have, it's not really about the talent. It's not really about you. Some of it is jealousy. Some of it is people who don't like someone who kind of get up and make their own fate, so to speak. That might sound a little dramatic, but this is really what I get, that some people who are being negative about you do not like people who get up and make their own fate. And of course, the show is called Weave Your Web. The original concept of this show was to encourage people and to teach people and to help people weave their own web, which was another way of saying make your own fate, create your own destiny. So you're in good company, Stars. So what I would like you to do, what Spirit and the angels would like you to do, is to not take comments about your particular talents so personally. There's always going to be somebody that says something gross. That's always going to be the case. I know this myself. I've always made music. I've always been involved in music myself, and so I know this firsthand. There's always going to be somebody that says something gross. And as performers, we can't control that. We can't control that as performers, as artists. Somebody's always going to say, I don't like that, that's crap. Always, always, always. So don't take it too personally. And if you can, and this might sound a little bit odd, but if you cannot take it too personally, if you cannot focus on the negative Nancys, the musical project will actually do better than expectations. It will exceed expectations if you focus on people saying, Stars is talented, this song is really good, that's a nice video, I'm seeing a video, So yeah, it's kind of about, and I'm not blaming you for what these people say. Let me just make that 100% clear. I'm not blaming you in any way, shape or form for negative Nancy's. But it's kind of about where you put your mindset and how you think and feel about the musical project. So think about it in a very, very happy way, in a very proud way. Be proud of your work, stars. But ultimately, I think it's going to exceed expectations. That's kind of the bottom line. And if you keep your mindset on the pride, be proud of it, be proud of your work, be proud of yourself, be proud of your talent, it will do even better than that. All right. And our next question is from Faith. Hi, Faith. And Faith asks, is it over for my gaming group? Thank you for your question, Faith. Let's have a good old shuffle. Is it over for my gaming group? That's interesting that you're asking a gaming question, because our glitch story this episode was also gaming related. Maybe your gaming group plays Skyrim. Who knows? Let's have a look. Is it over for your gaming group? Actually, it feels like it's a PvP situation, like an esports situation, Faith. Would that be right? It doesn't look like it's over. It doesn't look like it's over. I don't see the gaming group completely disbanding. I don't see it being a case of every single person in the gaming group going their own way and, you know, you possibly having to start again or play on your own solo queue. I'm not necessarily seeing that. What I am seeing is you're in charge of the gaming group. I feel, Faith. I feel like it's your, you say my gaming group, but I feel like it's actually your gaming group. It's something that you created, that you put together. And I feel like the people who are with you kind of at the top, so to speak, mods, admins, that kind of thing, I feel, number one, they might have to be changed. It shows here that somebody really, really severely let you down. Possibly a little bit backstabbery going on. A little bit of nonsense, a little bit of drama that's often rampant in groups like this, but pretty much 10 times out of 10, but certainly 9 times out of 10, is completely unnecessary and completely unneeded. So I feel like the people up at the top with you need changing. I feel like maybe some people need to just be booted out. Boot them out. Boot them out. It sounds a little bit harsh. And there might be people listening to this who maybe don't understand gaming groups, and it probably sounds really, really harsh. But you know, if there's going to be people who's going to be causing trouble, or people who are not taking things as seriously as you would like, Faith, because I feel like you would like to take the gaming group to different places, you know, maybe eventually do paid prize money competitions and things like that. Maybe not necessarily a full-on pro esports team, but certainly having the capacity and the ability to be able to do contests and competitions and all of that, then things need to change. People with you at the top need to change. Some people just need booting out and bringing people in. they're yelling the word approach in my ear. So your approach to bringing people in has to change. You need to do something a little bit differently with that. And what I would say is, I'm recording this at the very end of June, and it should be out early July. So if you're hearing this on release, what I would say is maybe leave things until like mid-August. Leave things as they are till mid-August. And then do all the changes. Alright, Faith, thank you so much for your question. Good luck with your gaming group. I hope things work out. And I hope things, you know, pull themselves back together, as it were. And let's do a general angel card reading for anybody who might be listening. As always, if this doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. If it does resonate, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. But these are generally just a card or two from the angels, a little gentle pat on the behind, or a pat on the back. But if it doesn't resonate, don't force it to fit, okay? Let's see. Shuffling. Oops, punching the mic. Don't punch the mic. Okay, shuffling away. What did we get? Evolution. You know what? I really like how this card looks. This card actually looks like a superhero who's just landed to save the day. There's a lot of strength in this card from the angels here. And it's Archangel Camiel who's bringing this evolution card to us. And it really kind of feels like Camiel is saying, stop forcing certain things. Stop forcing certain things. Some things need to have a natural progression. Some things need to have a gentle evolution. Don't try and force things that are not ready to move. Don't try and force things that are not ready to move. Don't try and force things that are not ready to evolve. You know, not everything needs to come super duper quickly. Sometimes things happen too fast. Don't move too fast. Don't try and make things happen too fast. And again, this feels like a very, very timely, you know, it feels like a timely thing for these kind of months of, you know, July, August, a bit like, you know, I was saying to Faith there, leave things be. Leave things be for this time period. Let the natural evolution happen. Let the natural progression happen. And it will happen. Don't force it. So Camiel's got, you know, hands on his hips there, giving us that information. And then we do have the inspiration card as well from Archangel Haniel, and I know that we had this card a couple of episodes ago, but really in conjunction with the evolution card there, what they're saying is, by not forcing things, by not making things go too quickly, by not shoving in front and trying to skip the queue, we'll actually be more inspired. We'll be more inspired. We'll have more actually, that might be the right word. We'll have more information. We'll have more information because we're not kind of skipping parts. But certainly we'll have more inspiration, more experience is a word that comes. So yeah, just go with the flow. Let things flow very, very, very naturally. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next time. Go power.
There's a notion that I can't ignore. There is more beyond the garden door. Is this life? Or timelines merging? Timelines merging. On a distant moon beyond the camera, there's a soulmate who just hasn't met ya. Is this life? Just reaffirming. Who's to say what we cannot see? Am I you? Are you really me? Are we believing? Or just perceiving? It's a great big universe. We can't be who came here first. Step outside.